1500s were a time of great turmoil. The Catholic Church was seen by many as a corrupt entity that had strayed away from its true path. The Protestant Reformation, the period defined as beginning with Martin Luther and his 95 Theses in 1517, sparked a controversy over many of the teachings of the Catholic Church. The leaders of the Church needed to find a way to disband the confusion over Catholic doctrine, as they were losing many followers to the Reformation. Pope Paul III believed the only way to solve this religious conflict was to convene a council at Trent in northern Italy, at which time religious officials discussed reforms and defined doctrine contested by the Protestants. The Council of Trent was the 19th such ecumenical council of the Roman Catholic Church, and it began on December 13, 1545. The council was not one short continuous meeting, but instead was a long drawn-out process that went through 3 different periods under 3 different popes. Pope Paul III opened the council and presided over it from 1545 to 1547. Pope Julius III presided from 1551 to 1552. Pope Pius IV presided from 1559 to 1563. The final decrees of the council were published in 1564 under Pius IV, releasing the revised version of the Missal, the Breviary, and the Bible. Changes and discussion were not limited to the written word of the Church. There was great debate on the use of music in conjunction with sacred text and of art in the Church. The use of music and art in churches and services was not meant to be venerated, but to be used to celebrate the Mass and the religious figures. In the case of music, the Council decided that singing and the use of music should be for worship, not for the vanity of hearing beautiful music. Some of the Church's greatest music was composed during this period, including Giovanni Pierluigi da Palestrina's Missa Papae Morelli and Vincenzo Ruffo's compositions for the Church. Artists such as Federico Barocci, Scipione Pilzone, and others painted works conforming to the new rules of the Council, such as images depicting persons found in the Scripture and approved by a bishop. These decrees led to the creation of a new generation of artworks. Following disputes over art was the Council's discussion of the grievances of Luther, Zwingli, and other Reformation. Indulgences were a hot topic the Church debated. They finally decided to abolish this practice, along with other practices that the Protestants found abusive of the Church. Another issue the Council debated was the plurality of bishops. This was the ability of a bishop to preside over multiple bishoprics, which led to greater income for the bishops. The Council decided that one bishop for one bishopric meant a division of power and wealth and more focused spiritual leadership over one area. These changes, along with a thorough defining of the sacraments and other dogma of the Catholic Church, led to great change, but many found it hard to support the Council. The leaders of Europe were divided among Catholic and Protestant lines. Under Pope Clement VII, before the beginning of the Council, there were disagreements between the Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, who supported a council, and King Francis I of France, who opposed a council meeting. Francis I had a large Protestant backing in France, and he suggested that both Catholics and Protestant rulers of Europe be included in the council. The Pope wholly disagreed because it would give authority and legitimacy to the Protestant secular princes of Europe. After Francis I attacked Germany, there was even less argument. When the Turks attacked the Holy Roman Empire, Charles looked to Protestant German rulers for support, which further delayed the council meeting. Through all of this delay and confusion, until the council was convened, individuals in Europe suffered great religious confusion and misunderstanding. Individuals in the different principalities in Europe faced forced conversion. having to conform to the religion of the masters. They also faced much difficulty when they had to learn the new dogma and teachings of Protestantism, or the rulings of the Council of Trent. This placed many individuals in a position to abandon religion altogether. There were still many others who followed their old religious practices until they were educated in the new teachings of the Catholic Church. Those charged with educating the Catholic people in the new ways were the Jesuits. The Jesuits were followers of the Society of Jesus, a Roman Catholic religious order founded by Saint Ignatius of Loyola in the 1530s. Ignatius was a Spanish soldier who had a religious experience during battle. After this, he composed the Spiritual Exercises, a guidebook providing instruction on how to convert individuals to follow Jesus Christ. In 1540, Pope Paul III approved the order and allowed for its establishment as an official organization within the Catholic Church. As the Counter-Reformation grew in an effort to re-establish the legitimacy of the Catholic Church, the Society claimed a prominent role in the defense and revival of Catholicism. Education and scholarship were the Society's principal works. They also began missionizing, sending proselytizers to the East and eventually Africa and the New World to educate, save, and convert people to Catholicism. After the upheaval of the Protestant Reformation, the Catholic Church searched to redefine their mission here on earth. The Council of Trent began the efforts to address issues of corruption and to reassure individuals of the doctrine of the Church. The founding of the Order of the Society of Jesus helped to spread the new decrees of the Council of Trent to all Catholic followers and new converts. If there had not been a council at Trent, as it did not seem possible under Pope Pius IV, what would Europe and Catholicism look like in the wake of the Protestant Reformation?